He's so fat he can't even keep himself upright. It is so ridiculous. There's no way we won't look back on that in 20 years like we look back on the mullet now. Why the hell am I going to Spain? And of course he's just blasting crap out of his phone. I think I'm going to have to move. The plebs are entering the plane. Moving on, moving away from the slot.
Hola.
Hola. I was trying to say there, amongst everything that I did say, because I mean it all, I'm not taking anything back, but was, you know, she watches my videos, she watches my Not Today Satan videos, and she clearly still doesn't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about or what's going on in the world. If, like, the minute something bad, well, I don't know why I did that, something really bad did happen, but the minute something bad happens, she thinks of running to the police. Like, you obviously have no idea what's going on in this world. If you think the UK police are going to help me in any way, like, are you fucking mental? Like, how little do you know about this reality, and how little do you listen to what I say, and how much do you just spend your time picking yourself off over my face? And that's... Hola, you want to see this?
Okay, second to the right.
Gracias. Gracias. And that's not me being arrogant, like she's posted on my mate's video, like, you know, she doesn't even have the integrity to tell me that she's in love with me. She's posting it on my mate's video, like, can you put a good word in for me, like, in the fucking school ground or something, like, it's just mental. So that's actually why she's watching my video. She's not even listening to what I'm saying and has no idea what's going on, silly bitch. Is not a good reason to watch someone's videos, like, just rig yourself up and leave me alone. Worst seat ever. It's one of those 242 planes which I haven't had yet in this Latin American experience. A big plane, and I'm right in the middle of the 4. Very bad. Finish off the soapy rant. I'm gay. I don't have sex with anyone over the age of 25, and I don't have sex with vaccinated people. And I think women with short hair are repulsive. And yet she still thinks we're going to be together, like, what the fuck? I also don't have sex with anyone anymore, and I have no desire to be in a relationship, and I've made that very clear, and I'm on a journey with self and God. Yeah, I might go back to England to be with a 40-year-old woman who's vaccinated, ugly, and has short hair, and is retarded, and has no spiritual, oh my god, the tiredness and it's kicking in again, intuition, and is a baby soul. Like, what? Like, how mental do you need to be and retarded and deluded? Leave me alone. Go away. Bye, Sophie. I'm so glad I had those 2 pints now that I'm in this seat. But actually thinking about it, it's not as bad as being on the edges, because at least I won't get disturbed here, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to sleep right through this flight. So, other than having a window seat, I've actually got a pretty good deal. These two are frantically clicking on their TV screen when clearly it doesn't come on, so you take off. Just like the, you know, everything I always speak about, the external nature, like, please, please, please. And you know what I didn't film, what was so beautiful was she was like rubbing his arm and moisturising his arm, and it was like really loving, and obviously you just can't cope with that level of connection. He's like, let me focus on the TV and ignore you, and click, 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 click. And you might notice I've also got the chairs back, which, you know, I'm all for rebelling, you know, I'm not like, oh, you're being naughty, like, I don't give a fuck. But it just shows, like, the, like, have you ever been on a plane before? Like, of course the TV's not going to come on before we do all the fucking gay seatbelt shit. And you're not really meant to put your seat back, and but you're just going to get told, just put it forward again. Which, you know, I'm all for it, like, do it, like, be a rebel, great, nice one. I'm just wondering if you've ever been on a plane before. Here's the gay seatbelt shit that says referring to. We have landed in Bogota. And yes, I slept all the way through the plane. God's that guy who I've been sat next to. I first noticed him in the airport. We were sat a few seats away from people, and I just felt his horrendous energy then. He was kind of like just staring at me. And like, yeah, oh my god, look at penguin face. Really? Wow. It's unbelievable. Anyway, just noticed him in the airport, blah blah blah. Yeah, I could just feel like, you know, people are going to think I'm mad, but there's two ways of looking at it. It's like when they're possessed, and and you have consciousness running through you, like your presence just triggers them. But also it's you're shaking up the resistances within them just by your presence, you know. Conscious people will understand what I'm talking about. You know, just your frequency, just the vibration that you hold shakes up their stuck, blocked stuff, and they just hate you. Obviously they don't know about it. They'll just be like, oh, he's wearing a gay top, or he's got a camera or something, you know, material. But yeah, then I've ended up sat next to him, and he's a big guy, like as in muscular and tall and like big hands. So he's basically taking over my seat, which is partly because he's genuinely big, and also partly because, you know, like his ego wants to dominate. Like he's been putting his fucking leg over on my side, like as if I don't have fucking massive. I'm lanky, you know, I'm long, whereas he was big, hench. But yeah, really horrible man. So yeah, very nice to not be seeing him again, hopefully. The other side, completely the opposite. Similar to me, she's just like chilling while everyone stood, you know, rushing what you stood for. Oh, we are moving now. You know, like this old woman just gets up straight away and like just stood. You can see the like tiredness on her face. Well, why don't you just sit down and wait, love? Not actually waiting, you know. Like, yeah, it's just human retardation. There's such a lack of patience and presence amongst humanity. Gracias. So we have just over 2 hours in Bogota Airport. Luckily, the bag has already been checked in first. So we've got to find another terminal, I think. I think we do a terminal change here. We'll fly from Terminal 1. So let's go see what Bogota Airport's like. How exciting. And I'm very glad to say that the alcohol has worn off. Because I would hate to be doing this still pissed up. But it was a very good idea. Yeah, it was a very easy flight. I think I was probably awake for about 30 minutes of that flight. I think it was about a 6-hour flight. Immigration. So this is the closest we're going to get to seeing Colombia, I'm afraid. There it is, there's Colombia. And now we're going to our Conexiones. I could do with getting some brown stuff out of my ass. What are these guys? We have some sort of team. Wilson, Son, don't know. Connections, internationals. Ooh, there's no baños. I'm going to have to clench the old arse cheeks. I've always wondered why they need these guys, so the guy dressed in white, telling people which of the 2 queues to get in, which, I mean, what would happen if he wasn't here? Would it all turn into chaos? I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty obvious you can't go until, you know, the people have gone. Just get in whichever queue makes sense. Gracias. Thank you so much for telling me to stand here when I was stood here. It was really helpful. It's just like, I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot of jobs created in this society just to control people, I think, and to you know, as in him, you know, as in like everyone needs a job, so they're paying tax and they're part of the system and they're a robot and they're depressed. So like, let's create a job where a man stands here and points at the floor. How it's paved with good intentions. Like, I think there's a lot of it that is just, you know, nefarious, but yeah, like it comes from some do-gooder at the top. Like, oh, well, we need this, and how, like every boss that comes in, or manager, wants to do something and improve something, so someone adds a fucking man here. Oh, he's there now, being very helpful. We need to go through this and check we've got no bombs in the bag from the plane that we just got off, where we've already been checked. Oh, pointless, completely pointless. Also does is it just helps continue the psychosis and the delusion. Like, obviously none of these people want to acknowledge how pointless their job is, and kind of their life is really, but particularly their job. So they're all now deluded, like, oh, I'm very important, I'm a bag-checking bomb person that checks people who've already been checked at least once, probably numerous times. You know, so then when, you know, something like COVID happens, and it's like clearly nonsense, these people are already in that like cognitive dissonance and just fucking delusion of the mind. So then they fall for that, and then they go and get that, and it just perpetuates. And sadly, you can say that about most professions because of the nefarious world that we live in. So, teachers, you know, pointless, as in because they just brainwash people. Obviously, if we lived in a type of world we should be living in, they wouldn't be pointless. Lawyers, completely pointless. You know, we should never live in a system where we need lawyers. Not like we do, like not like when you sell a house, you have to just give someone a load of money to, you know, we just make everything overcomplicated, like all the paperwork you need for a house. You should be able to just sell your own house. Dentists, we actually need those. Doctors, again, because of the world we live in, not pointless, they've got a very definite purpose, which is to off you, you know. So it's just, yeah, crazy world we live in. And then there's all this poison that you can buy and spray on your body. More poison. Let's go and find Terminal 1. Go and look in all these different shops, all selling the same fucking material pointless crap. No. So I'm pretty sure this is Terminal 1 that we've just walked into. My flight is being displayed there, and all it says is the gate number, so this must be it. Very easy. Baños! You know, the main reason people still wear masks. Obviously they won't know this, like it'll be a subconscious thing, but it's because it was that whole scammy period was the best time of their lives, because it was a time when disempowered people felt like they became empowered. Obviously, in my eyes, they didn't, and I never listened to them, I just laughed at them. But, you know, suddenly the shop worker who's never had any respect or status in their life could be like, you need to stand here, put your mask on. You know, these possessed, disempowered, pathetic baby souls, you know, tasted a bit of power for the first time in their life. And also, when you live with that level of fear and disconnection, you actually love being told what to do. You know, this is why people still suck off the government so hard. It's because people are so scared of taking responsibility. They're so scared of taking responsibility for their lives and doing stuff. They actually just love being told what to do. There's very few leaders in this world and many, many followers. So yeah, I think they're hanging on to the best period of their life. Most of our leaders are also followers, you know, followers of globalists, but they're just puppets told what to do. I mean, Keir Starmer is the perfect example. I think he had quite an abusive father, is what I'm led to believe. He's a perfect example of somebody that is so scared that he's just gone towards the law. You know, what does the book tell me to do? And you can just tell that, you know, every decision he makes, not that he makes any decision this way, every decision he makes comes from, you know, what does the book tell me to do? Not like, what do I feel, you know, what's moral, what's right, what's good. Just like, yeah, but what does this law say? He's got a bun on his head. What do you think to haircuts like this? For me, they're far too try-hard. I used to have something similar, to be honest. In fact, they're basically the same. It wasn't as well manicured, it was more hippie and spiritual when I was an egoic spiritualist. Still doing it externally. Oh, there we go. We've got a penguin face hanging on to the best era of his disempowered life. But anyway, back to Bunhead. I think like it's kind of created with an ethos. Certainly when I had it, it was kind of like, you know, I knew I cared, but it's almost like you're telling yourself like it's alternative and hippie and cool. I mean, not so much him, because he's clearly not hippie or alternative or cool. But 1 minute. That was a good hit. It's nothing like having a cigarette, but it just takes the edge off. I need to recalibrate 1 minute. I actually see it as incredibly vain and try hard. one of my really good mates has got it. Much more hippie, raggedy version of that. I just think it looks ridiculous, and I think he feels like it's, you know, hippie and alternative and all that, but I just think it looks really try hard. Like, it's obviously more effort to have hair like that. Like, you're obviously trying to present an image, and I think whenever you're doing that, you're living externally. I don't really get it. A very wise internal man, so maybe I'm missing something. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, it is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, look at it. It is so ridiculous. There's no way we won't look back on that in 20 years like we look back on the mullet now. Even though that's kind of making a comeback, and I quite like it, but it's just crazy. You know, he's so fat he can't even keep himself upright. That is the definition of slob, isn't it? What? Oh, roly. Oh, I've gone too far the other way. And of course, he's just blasting crap out of his phone. I think I'm going to have to move his vial. And I mean that like well, I mean that in every way, actually. For me, it affects me energetically. But, you know, physically, pretty vile too. At least he's just listening to one thing. Like, that's so much more bearable when they're scrolling through the fucking brainwashed. And it's like different music and different tones of voice every fucking 5 seconds. I was having a shit, as you know, earlier. Can't even do that in peace. Like, somebody's on his phone scrolling through shorts or short form videos, and yeah, it really struck me just how dystopian it was. I guess because it was in like a echoey bathroom, which is obviously like a sterile dystopian place anyway, and you know, just the robotic voice, and it wasn't even AI. It was, you know, it was a person speaking, but when it comes through a phone, it becomes robotic, and it's just like, you know, if you're listening to that all the time, and don't get me wrong, I listen to YouTube, you know, I do it. But only in the evenings. You know, you're becoming robotic. Like, it's just normalising this robotic way that everyone is living now, and that's obviously before AI completely takes over and we actually become cyborgs. It's gonna be great, isn't it? Especially for those of us that resist and don't become that cyborgs. Can you imagine? I mean, it's bad enough, they're already cyborgs. But effectively, they are already cyborgs. But it's going to get so much more intense, man. Moving on, moving away from the slut, and towards disempowered masked penguin woman. Ah, doggy. It's a bit of high vibration. Fantastic. Oh, you've got ring ear, man. Possess a man. I mean, I had a piercing when I was, you know, external and retarded. Thank God, only in, was it 1 ear or 2 ears? I can't remember. It's awful. And you know, it's still, obviously I took it out over a decade ago, and you know, the hole is still there. I remember for about the first 2 years, like, it would get all gammy and green goo would come out. I mean, just awful. But it was only a little stud, you know, the gay little fucking diamond stud that my ear had when we were 20. And all the ones that were, you know, just wanting to fit in. So basically everyone. You know, we pretty much all had them to look unique and cool. It's just so retarded, isn't it? But what would possess a man to get an actual, like, ring in his ear? And I mean, I use the word possess, you know, deliberately. I'll leave it to you. Why the hell am I going to Spain? Wasn't this whole adventure, refugee, escapism journey about escaping tyranny? Yes. Is Europe under tyranny? Yes. Well, I'm going to Spain because I've learned so much Spanish in Latin America that I don't want it to go to waste. That's a joke. Right, so basically, as you know, people will try to kill me, and hard left Antifa type people. And it's very easy. You know, the gangs in Latin America are no issue if you're a foreigner and, you know, you're not on YouTube triggering the hell out of people. So, you know, I really don't think they're an issue. I don't think you should let what I'm about to say affect you. But if people have got it in for you, obviously the gangs are very easy to use. Give them 10 grand to kill someone and they'll do it. So, it became very unsafe for me. So I thought, right, well, I'll go to South America, it's farther away. And okay, I only went to 2 countries, Argentina and Chile, and I only went to their capital cities very briefly. But it was awful. I hated it. I really enjoyed Central America. But South America was an absolute shithole. So I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't feel safe. I didn't really want to go out and about. I didn't want to be seen. So I just had to write it off. So then I thought, oh well. I was umming and ahhing about loads of different places around the world, to be honest. And I landed on Southeast Asia because Thailand is the best country I've ever been to. I'm currently banned from Thailand, but that's a whole nother story, which I am going to definitely tell you. And I might have already done it by now. No, I don't think so. It'll be in content, yeah. There was a lot of M's. I'm still very tired, but it's not quite as dysfunctional as it was before I slept on that Bogota flight. I'm going to have to take a breath in. So I started trying to book my flight to Southeast Asia, and it meant going through America, so I had to get an este, a short-term airport visa, because they're such an anal set of cunts. And that was just a nightmare. I tried doing it 5 times. And I couldn't get it, I just couldn't do it, it kept freezing or whatever. And I was really deeply uncomfortable in Chile and just wanting to get out. So, every day that I stayed there, it was just agony, really. I hated it. For both reasons, that, people were looking for me, and it's just crazy, innit? A whole shop dedicated to hats. Like, how many hats does someone need, man? It's just so external. Yeah, the lowest of vibration, anyone shopping in that shop. And so I couldn't go to Southeast Asia, so I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go to Europe, at least I'll be semi-safe there. I mean, less gangs, more Antifa. So obviously Europe's way more conditioned than Latin America, so it will be more Antifa. I don't think Barcelona is going to be particularly safe. But I don't know, I just felt like I had to get out of there, and it was the easiest place to fly to, basically. So yeah, I don't know, I'm allowed to stay in Europe for 3 months. I don't know if I'll use those 3 months. I don't really want to be in Europe, but I don't know. But I need to start YouTubing again. I need to earn some money, and if I don't get banned or killed, then I was just about to start making good money on YouTube, and it was all just about to blow up. Ooh, is he late for his flight? Which obviously is why they came for me. So yeah, if I earn the sort of money I think I will earn on YouTube fairly soon, then I will just be able to keep travelling anywhere and everywhere all the fucking time, so it won't really matter. So yeah, that's what's happening. As we have been in this airport before, haven't we? I remember that. So that must have been when I was flying down to Argentina. Oh my god, Argentina was so bad. Honestly, I can't tell you how bad Buenos Aires is. Just awful. But I imagine, like Doug Casey raves about it, but then people rave about Bangkok, and I think it's the worst place in the world. So it's just interesting, isn't it? Different strokes for different folks. I suppose I might as well have a coffee, and I have no idea what Bogotavian money means, but fuck it. Just trust that abundance is coming. And having a coffee without a cigarette is kind of like, well, it's like getting a shit blowjob, innit? Like, it's kind of good, but meh. I'm bidding it off. It's very hard for me to buy something when I don't know the price of it. It says 15,000. I'm like, that sounds expensive. I mean, 15,000 in Argentina was like £8, and I'm pretty sure she just dropped a bag. So for some context, this woman here just sort of kind of on the left just sort of tripped over and started dropping her bag, so I went to grab it for her, but she managed to rescue herself. Retards everywhere. Yeah, so I feel like Argentina money is shitter than Colombian money. I'm too tired to work out if that means it'd be more expensive or less expensive. Yeah, I feel like I was about to spend £8 on a coffee. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. And again, I'm not using the Wi-Fi here, public Wi-Fi. I've been told to use that. So actually, so I can't find out. So I might just go and ask at the exchange place. Ventures, and I don't understand because it says $3,900 is 4,100 ventures. So that basically means they're the same. But how can that be? Because the coffee's 15,000, so I don't get it. Oh look, can I just ask how much is $1 in Colombian money?
$4.
$1.
Okay,
Just so I
for
can
$1 this is to this is.
Okay.
For buy, no?
So 15,000 is about $4.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for
Okay.
your help. Gracias. Oh, let's get a coffee. So we're just getting a flat white, 11,900. It's going to be about $3. Oh, I'm really glad I asked now, because I want a bloody coffee. Yeah, that's great. Perfecto.
Ok, espere. El flat white no puede ser así, solamente puede ser así. Así.
Yeah.
Con una edición de descafeinado.
Looks like they're trying to charge me for 2 drinks. I'm so confused, man. I don't know why this is so hard. I just want a fucking flat white. Or a latte, whatever. I just want a coffee.
Inside 3 shots.
Perfecto.
Okay,
Ah, right, I see.
What is your name?
Tom.
Tom?
C. Fuck me, that was bloody hard work. I guess this is what happens when you spend your whole day wearing a mask, you become a retard. I feel like I just went to war for a bloody coffee. It's not very nice. Ah, well. It's pretty good actually. The first mouthful was a little bit bitter, but now it's got a nice sweet aftertaste. Wow, this one's amazing. I mean, he's a big muscular guy. I mean, he's got loads of tattoos, so he's got obviously loads of mental issues and being presented externally. You know, like, can you imagine being like an actual man, like with muscle, and then wearing a mask? What a pussy. It's crazy. The thing with these big, what I deem awful cities, Buenos Aires, Bangkok, Santiago, if you're doing them with money, like Doug Casey money, then of course it's going to be amazing. You know, you get chauffeured from your 5-star hotel to your 5-star restaurant to a 5-star bar, and then you get your 5-star hooker, and that's probably basically all we do. And they never have to walk around with the riffraff, but it's just ugly. But then these people that, you know, Doug Casey is very intelligent and really knows what's going on in the world, but I don't think he's particularly enlightened. So, you know, being around concrete probably doesn't matter to him. I got my first sponsorship deal. Somebody sent me out a brand new vaporizer, like top of the range. Yeah, worth a few £100. And they even, bless them, paid the insane Mexican importation tax. Like £130 or something, if I remember that, maybe more. It's insane, by the way, like getting electronics into Central America and I think South America too. Like Stephen was saying, like the import tax is just insane. And yeah, it's in San Cristobal, and I had to leave like a day before it came, man. So I'm more gutted for him than me. You know, it was a small business, a one-man band, a really passionate guy who makes these vaporizers. I don't know, he spent £500 getting it to San Cristobal, and I didn't get it. And it is really annoying that people came to kill me, obviously. Because San Cristobal was just great, you know, and I would have liked to have done Oaxaca and then Guatemala. I spent 3 days there, 3 days there, because, you know, I was scared of money for my life. You know, I could have sat by Lake Catalan. That hotel I had by Lake Catalan, which was like, I think it was £20 a night if I remember right. I could have definitely done 2 weeks there just chilling, smoking me vaporizer. a good one, a modern one. I'm going to bloody Europe. Like, it's so fucked up, man. It's just so not what I planned, but yeah, it's just how life works out. You just have to go with it, go with the flow, surrender. The first pebs are entering the plane. About half an hour until the official takeoff time.